Good evening, everyone. Everyone stand for the television. Pledge allegiance to the flag Hey, it is the May 19th, 2016 annual Washington meeting. We will begin with the we are pressed time today, and I understand a lot of parents and concerned folks have come out from this election expansion. And there's no way that we can get all of you warned and stay within our time frame. So I don't know how to choose. And I really don't know how to say how many. So I have some on both here. I'll take verse 5 or 6. I'll take 3 from here, 3 out of here. We'll see what we go from there. So I have the first name here is a Mona. Marana. Say that, Romana. Come up, please. Sarah. You gotta say that. All right, so you just take it. All right.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am speaking for myself and for all of the community residents and citizens of the PS14. I am the owner of the house facing to PS14. And if this construction proposal goes through, I hope it does not, this building will be up close to my house. I personally, and also I can speak for other residents, did not know about this huge and dangerous undertaking until a few days ago. This is totally unacceptable by all residents who I have spoken to. Remember, this will take up to 3 years. Children who are currently enrolled in PS14 even now are in danger of dismissal time on Walker and Crosley Avenues. With the school buses and the private cars from the parents pick up their children to double interval parking along these roads. I cannot imagine the chaos of many emergency vehicles such as fire, police, ambulances on their way to a destination but troubling vehicles. And their delays may be costly. If this construction is allowed to go through, what dangers can befall these young children and adults alike? This is a huge undertaking. Children and adults with health problems such as asthma, allergies, or COPD. I am concerned about the future of the residents of our community who will develop the above-mentioned ailments either during or after this construction. Residents with special needs, etc., are expected to be in close proximity of the construction site with dust, noise, dangerous use of equipment, large construction trucks. As for education, how can children learn or teachers teach with the noise of the equipment necessary for the construction? This new construction will also take away the park. The park is used by the children in all their activities such as graduation, planting activities, and various school events. It is also a pleasant sight to see when young children take an interest in their environment. This park is not only for children but for adults as well. Children with their parents, grandparents enjoy the warm summer days and evenings construction going on, residents will want to enjoy the summertime with outdoor barbecues, swimming, relaxing, and sitting on their porches. How can this be possible when there's dust, debris, fumes from construction, and there's you know that the residents will be indoors with the windows shut. All residents are and will be subjected to all these pollutants, adults and children alike. And in the breathing in and the smelling of gas fumes that will power the trucks and machinery for all this unnecessary construction of this huge extension to PS 14. In closing, we as a community would like to know who initiated or who gave the right to expand PS 14 in such a manner. We in the community deserve to know right now. Save PS 14, save our community from our residents. Thank you.
Next is John Serene.
Hello, when we speak, I would like to express our concern with the school size and construction, so I'd like to ask if it's possible for Community Board 10 to reach out to the construction authority and ask them to stop all construction until it's brought back to the community and we can decide and agree upon the size of it and to make sure that it's safe for the children of the community. We have a lot of ideas as you talk to people in the room. I'm sure you'll hear things about the parking situation, things about the air quality, the quality of life control. We have enough room on this area to do things to accommodate the community, but we need to make sure the community is on the same page with the construction department. However, I will tell you that I graduated school, and currently I live in the Columbia section, which is right by Cottington Avenue. And my kids they graduated now, all four of my children graduated from PS 71. PS 71 is bursting at the seams. PS 71 cannot hold the number of students that it has. PS 72 bursting at the seams, cannot hold the students that it has. I would hope that standing here today, we can all agree we are one community. Whether we're PS 71, PS 14, PS 72, we are one community. We are the Bronx, we are Foxman, we are Pelham Bay, we're one community. I think we need to agree that while there is something needs to be done. We can't just say, no, stop construction and let's not do anything at all. Something needs to be done. But we need to do it, as a community. So while a lot of us feel that this was all done, swept under the rug, nobody knew about it, all of a sudden it came about, I think we need to go back to the drawing table and see what we have on our plans, and we need to come up with a better solution that makes everyone in the community happy. So I hope that the community board can extend those wishes to the school construction department. Thank you.
I see that there's statements, anyone have a case statement they'd like to submit to us at this time, we can take it. All right, other than that, okay, next is Maria Melendez. Here.
Good evening. Well, I just came to find this out just 2 days ago, and I was very shocked about it, but I do not agree with this construction. You pointed out about 71 has been under construction for over 3 years, and they're still not done. You can't even walk in that street over there. You can't even breathe. So are we going to jeopardize our children over here, saving what they're going through over PS 71? I don't think so. So I'm just hoping that you guys consider and stop this construction
traffic change, the traffic pattern on Tremont Avenue. And we talked about the implications to this very school. So we were passionate and we were full of zest and vigor about just a change in a lane in the traffic pattern. Imagine what this construction and what this expansion can do to the traffic in this area. We all agree that the school needs to be upgraded and updated. We need our kindergarten children to be in the building. We need UPK in this building. We need some enhanced facilities. So I'm not against a renovation of some kind, but of this magnitude, without a traffic study, and without a real look at what happens here every day at dismissal. I work full-time, my husband works full-time, my daughter is fortunate to be in the YMCA program. But when my mother has to get her early after school, I'm petrified, and I'm not being dramatic. I am petrified for my mother. Where is she going to park? Is she going to go into Foodtown? And she crosses the street. What happens to the kids? And Foodtown is a phenomenal neighbor. They invest in this community. They are loyal to us. They're loyal to the school. Imagine the impact on their business. They turn a blind eye every day at 220. They let us all park their lot. Because we are their customers, and we are the community. So out of respect for the local businesses, for the fire department, this Saturday I went to the fire department open house, and that was one of the first questions I asked the firemen. How did you get out of here when the bells ring because of the traffic? I live on Logan Avenue, right by St. Benedict's, and if there's even a rock on the Cross Bronx Expressway, the traffic backs up all the way down Logan to Lafayette. So again, double the size of the school, double the amount of traffic, double the school buses. It's not a safe situation. We need upgrades, we need to be current, but we need to do this in a very, very calculated manner. And I demand that the school construction authority do a traffic study. Thank you all very much.
David Yee.
I'm right here. There's a lot of stuff though. I signed up, just my name, that was signed up.
All right, well, we did see, on the sheets here that, you say everyone here is against this project, so, we heard you. And, the best that we can do is send some information on to the, authority for, and for courtesy, the board will, attempt to at least make sure that the concerns are heard in this, not that the board, position on this is something that we talk about in the meeting. We are going to try and have the representatives who come to the authority, invite them to our office, that they will come in and hear concerns of the community. Because again, you all do know that there is needs, either way, they can be addressed. We'll try and help the best we can. But as a board, we don't have any authority in regards to that, but we will communicate concerns. Yes.
Yes. No, I think you can hear me. My name is Elaine Rivera. I'm in a catch-22 position because I am a resident for 61 years on Baisley Avenue. And my husband and I are frustrated when an SUV parks in front of our house and blocks our driveway and thinks nothing of it. So in those 61 years, I have seen dramatic change in the neighborhood. I was a student at PS 14, starting in 1957 about, and have gone on from there to teaching here. My daughter graduated from the working here for 25 years, we have seen the chaos when the fire trucks go down the street and they cannot get through. And parents, we love them and we've asked them, please don't go to the critical park on both sides. But they're concerned about their child's safety, and I'm a mother and a grandmother, and I get that completely. So more teachers parking, more paras coming in, whether it be by public transportation or driving their cars. On the other hand, working in the building, being the union leader when there was black mold discovered in a number of classrooms in 1999, where rooms had to be ripped down to the rafters and rebuilt, and children were put in portables outside. We did it. We had construction for many years. The portables have long past their prime. The water in portables cannot be drunk by the children. Because it's not clean, and that's why they have water coolers there. So that's existed from day one of the portables, and the board had put them right in. So I agree with the lady who was just up who said about the building needing upgrades. Yes, and I look at it, a lot of teachers do. We don't want to change the character of the school, of this warm, homebody school where people come back to us and say, I missed PS14, they hug us. But at the same time, why can't we have a science lab, a math lab, a music group, an art group, things, gifted and talented programs? What we as a community need to do, whatever scale this takes, and even if they scale it down, we don't want to fill every little nook and cranny with a body. We want to have facilities available for art room and music rooms and science labs, so our children can be enhanced as other areas are. Our special ed department are in the showers behind the gym. That's their office. So we are really at full capacity here, and we need to upgrade, but do they need to have community input and logistics worked out perfectly? Yes. So I ask you to think of the children also and what we need to give our children to have a future in our world. Thank you.
Next speaker is Mr. Richard Ignacio.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Richard Ignacio. I'm a resident of City Island. I started a group on Facebook called City Islanders and Friends, and I have another group called People's Task Force for the Improvement of the Community Boards of New York City. And that's probably more relevant group tonight, tonight's topic, which I'm going to talk about Community Board 10. I've gone to several meetings in a row. Full board meetings, executive meetings, and part of it was because I was hearing a lot of people in the community saying that they're not too happy with the way things go sometimes. And it took 3 people from the board to get the ball rolling here. It took John Morano, Peter Sullivan, and Peter, to call a special meeting, which they have the right to do, and these grievances came out and they had validity to them. And I had my own experience, which is that I put in, after the first executive board meeting a month ago, put in a request for 9 documents, including bylaws and things that were referenced during the meeting, so I could fill myself in on the details, and I still have not received a response. Not ask for a copy of the drafted committee's peace plan. These are documents that existed. All they have to do is put them on an email, send them off, but here it is more than 1 way, and nothing. And so, that corresponds with the kind of frustration that John has developed when he has the documents that he needed to represent the community at a meeting and give an informed vote. He didn't get the information he was entitled to receive. Or I heard that there were folders. That's okay. Or I heard that there were folders that did not have the information that they should have had for the board to decisions that they need to make. And this affects the board's ability to serve the community, and therefore the community is also negatively impacted. Now, it's a damn shame that the people who are most want to help the community are doing these kinds of runarounds and stonewalls. And so, what needs to be done is the part two that came in, which is the positive part, is that Mr. Prince came back with some resolutions which we'll probably be hearing about later tonight. And that's a step to try to put things back on track where they belong. But it's in the form of a memorandum. And where's that memorandum going to end up? I don't know. So I would suggest that these kinds of improvements that are made get put into the bylaws. And that means that the bylaw committee needs to be reformed, and the bylaws need to be updated and changed to incorporate all the things that have been learned from the bad experiences to make improvements for the future. Okay. And thank you very much for listening. I'll be fast. I'm not going to talk about the school construction.
go to a restaurant, you check out the review, well, ideally, you'll probably end up going to this restaurant maybe once or twice. Whereas if you're actually going to move into a building, it's going to obviously be a much more expensive and much longer commitment. So we're asking you to actually review the buildings that you're actually in, so that you can share this information with residents in the community, so that they can see what's going on. Thank you.
Next is Lawrence Howard.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to take this forward. My name is Lawrence Miller. I'm a substance abuse counselor and instructor for a community-based organization, Artists Community, which has been in the presence in Bronxburg since 1960. One of our programs is a substance abuse counselor training program where we work with members of the community from all ages over the age of 24 who have a high school diploma or GED, who are marginalized, unemployed, or considered unemployed, work with them, go through Office of Alcoholism and Substance Abuse Services, approved curriculum. We're licensed by OASIS and New York State Department of Education, and we work with these people for 6 months, get them into positions to get jobs. Average starting salary is approximately $30,000 over the past several years, and our participants, 90% of the participants in our program do obtain jobs and start new careers. Now, a wonderful thing about this is there's no cost to participate. Our training is paid for by Access VR, otherwise known as MESO, or it's also paid for by private philanthropic scholarships from NIAS, people who work in their houses, sell their cars, and go without food. We take care of the training. All we ask for is a commitment of 6 months of your time in your future. Is there a resource table that I can leave some flyers? All right, thank you. I will be leaving flyers at the resource table. Again, only age of 24, high school diploma or GED, and be willing to invest in yourself. I do want to say one thing. You do not need to have a history of substance abuse to help someone else change their life. You need to be willing to change your life. Thank you.
Mr. Wade, do you have any materials that you'd like to leave with us? Okay, Reed Day, Flying Love Legacy Lockhart, and Ms. Diana Les. I have to say, talk about time constraints tonight. I have to ask that you would come to the municipal services meeting. We can,
Hello, my name is Marie. I am with the church, Love Legacy Chapel, located at 2500 St. Laurent Avenue. Basically, the reason that we are here tonight is to obtain a permit for our road party. Last year, we organized, we had one. And of course, every time we want to have a road party in the community, we have to go to ask for permission. Again, she was doing the same thing. And commemorating everything that they asked, the petition and the picture that we took from last year's event, so that this permit will be granted.
That concludes the public participation session. Motion to close public participation. Anyone second? Okay, it's time for the motion for acceptance of the revised minutes of the Union Board 10 meeting, April 20. So Steve, yes, comment.
Hi, good evening. My name is Lou Rocco. I'm president of Westchester Square City. I spoke to my parents a little while ago, and I'm very familiar of the area. Across the street, I have the fire department. There's certain plans that are even in this area, and it's impossible to get through. I'm supportive of the people who do not want it or want it to be brought down to a smaller scale. Some of the issues that are brought forward are we have residents from Westchester Square who have their children at the school. So it is my business, and also I have a long-standing history of working with schools. My wife, who had passed away, was a dedicated principal and gave her life up for the school system. So I know inside and out. I've worked always to make sure that children get their education. I believe in children, I believe in seniors. I've been proactive in, all kinds of opportunities for children. Some of the problems that I foresee is, they said there's going to be a high rate of asthma because we're in highways. We need a traffic study. We need this also brought up in front of the board, or in front of the school construction board. I was also we broke the bylaws in the school that was in Westchester Square, it was MS 194. And at that school, I saved the children over $17,000 in their own funds to try to get enhanced education, music, and all this stuff. When I look at our school system, I think it's antiquated. They should have anticipated doing something with these schools a long time ago. My daughter was out in Ohio, and you see the school system there, it's a damn shame. The schools here are so backwards. These schools are antiquated. They should have solar, they should have elevators, they should be handicap accessible. All of this should be brought forward. It seems like because we had a big spur of housing in Palm Bay, that all of a sudden they're rushing to get some place to put a school. They're not looking, they're not getting the community involved. These are our children. I brought up 2 children without a life. I know what it is. From my heart, I have a college grad that graduated pastor. I have another one that's a firefighter across the street that's dedicated. So, with my heart, I reach out to the parents and everyone here. Stick together, get what you want, get what you deserve. Your children are
motion for the acceptance of the revised minutes of the
22nd, 9th, and 16th. It's free to attend, so if you guys want to sign up, it's not just for skills to, if you're looking to work in that field, but just for, interview skills, being comfortable talking in front of people. It's a great resource, and it's free to go, so give us a call and sign up.
Thank you, Dan. Mr. Leon Tolman from Senator Benedetto's office.
Hi, good evening, everyone. This is just information that I'm announcing. This is technically from the city, but I just thought it was interesting to share. If you know any parent who owes child support, what the Human Resource Administration they're doing is they're having like a 2-week program called Pay It Off. So from June 1st to the 15th, any payment that you make, either $1,000 or up, they will match that amount. Again, this is only during the period of June 1st to the 15th. The payment, again, this is only towards either reducing or eliminating any money that you owe to the city. This is, you can go to the community walking center. It's located at 151 West Broadway. It's going to be held Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and on Saturdays, the Saturday only within 2 weeks from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. They will not be taking cash payments. Please make sure that your payment is either credit card, debit card, check, etc. I brought some flyers, so I'm going to put this, okay, right there. But if you want any further information, you can call this number, 929-252-5200. I'll repeat it one more time. The number is 929-252-5200. Again, this is only going on from June 1st to the 15th. So if you know anyone who is in the middle of paying child support, this is something that can really help them. So thank you.
We also have from State Senator from Indiana Senior Caucus, Rabbi Lillian Vargas.
Good evening. Thank you all for coming out tonight. This is a very important issue. I was here, I was able to hear most of the concerns raised by the residents, parents, teachers, staff of the school. And I will go back to our Board of Education and share that information with them. I know our office actually had a briefing regarding this project, and I will bring that back and I'll share the results with your chairs. Just a couple of other quick items. First of all, for board members and for those who may have applied for community board membership, your letters for reappointment will probably be received by the early portion of next week, and the new applicants will receive letters most likely by the latter portion of next week or early the following. We're in the final stages and now just producing all the letters that are required in sending out 500 or so letters. Secondly, on behalf of our residents, all of those who participated in any way during this last week and a half of Bronx Week, we had a great celebration starting earlier this month for Bronx Week, celebrating all things good in the Bronx, and ended this past Sunday on Washington Parkway with a concert, with a parade, with a food and arts festival, and for all those who were out there, we saw the great number of people who were out there and enjoyed it. For those who participated in any way, to those who may work with the agencies that were hopefully getting all the logistics done. In fact, the Bronx Ball was actually in your district at the Slip Rock finally, on June the 23rd is Caribbean Heritage Month celebration, which is being held at the Bronx Museum of Arts at 1040 Grand Concourse. This is being held during the day from 12 to 1:30, and there are RSVP dates on all those flyers in the back of the auditorium. Thank you all very much.
Next up is the district manager's report.
Hi, thanks a lot. Just wanted to do something very quick. Today, many of you may have gotten an announcement that there was going to be a land dedication at Manuel's at Robin's End, over by City Island, with the Spire Range. They called us, they told us they were going to do it, and they wanted us to let people know. I don't think it happened. I never heard anything else. So, I don't know, hoping it's supposed to happen. But in any event, explosions do take place, and a lot of gunshots do take place there, because that's what it is on crime rates. And many of you who live in Town Bay or Rossnet, City Island, or Co-op City, will hear about the barrage every second or so. It's raining out here a lot, and you wake up and see a lot of bullets. We've been trying to work with them to close that for quite some time. We identified the federal resource, and we're working with our federal representatives to see if there's any effort through Homeland Security they can close that place and we cut that out. But there are governments and churches a few months ago, Rose Emergency Management was present, and Rose Emergency Management came up with a protocol in which to deal with the explosion that could take place at Robin's End. And we do explode ordnance and bombs that they pick up around the city. And they are loud, and they are rapid, and windows are broken. So what they want to do is give people warning. And in doing so, they suggest that people register to notify New York. And you call 311, and you just tell the operator on register to notify New York, and they'll help you go through that. And you want to be registered for emergency announcements. So anybody who's interested in doing that, and who lives in the affected communities, 104 61 65 74. I'm sorry, what is 61 64 and 75. Please register on 5311 and that will be advance notice of these things. Moving along, for those who are interested in property management, those who are involved in property management, PEC doesn't work, PEC Department of Crime Protection is conducting a workshop. Everyone really knows property regarding the use of technologies on your roofs that will cause the water not to enter, rainwater, not to enter the city sewer system. And in doing so, you'll get a credit on your water and sewer charges, which are going up. So any little bit helps. And the technology is available, the DEP will help you install it on your roof or in an area where the water can be absorbed by the ground, that way not into the city sewer system through the CPAs and things like that. They'll tell you all about that. And it's a real nice thing. So it's something that you might want to investigate. Okay, sanitation enforcement. We will put in a odd position of actually sending sanitation enforcement out to certain areas of the ward because we have so many complaints regarding people who do not clean up after their dogs. And it's a real problem. And we send them to Pilgrim Avenue, we send them to Schneider Sampson Park right here, we send them to the Andrews Investment Memorial Park, and they manage to issue a series of summonses. So, and that's good, because it sends a message, and maybe people will start taking their roles and see the problems in the future. So, while it's not a great thing to have some issue, maybe this time it was working because it sent a message. And so we were able to do that. In addition, the Department of Home Services, you heard somebody earlier tonight talk about NOPSOurce. NOPSOurce is a great organization. It is an outreach organization. It's that go out all the time, and especially at Elevate Station, where there are a lot of sleeping trains in the water. And we have NTA homes outreach working on train platforms and on trains, and we have Roxworks sending the same message as the off trains. So hopefully we'll get the word out and the service that we can deserve, and they don't have to live this way any longer. So this is an ongoing effort for our board, and we work very, very hard on that. So we see a person who is homeless, what we should really do is call 311 and they do the general search as to where they are, and they'll send out officers. The light will report us, and we can tell us that we've got officers as well as they're on speed dial, and so we're good with that. Little announcement, Washington Beach is going to have a special opening on Wednesday, the 23rd at 11 o'clock. And then it'll be open to the public on 28th, starting at 9. So yay, Washington Beach. And our board has recently received an announcement that we're going to have a group home, wishing to come into the board service area. And the organization is called Services for the Underserved. Services for the Underserved is a critical organization developed before. They manage the Helen Rain building for the current management teams in their different organization. And they're fairly community conscious. So now they want to open a group home, 276 Rag Avenue, over the Bronx intersection. And we're going to be holding our public hearing on June 7th at 7:30 in the board office. Anyone who's interested in attending that, to report your feelings to know about the presence of the group home for 6 relevant disabled individuals on that address.
Okay. Just address to the members that we need a quorum for that public hearing.
Sure. For the members, of the audience tonight, please make sure you come to that meeting. We do need a quorum. Last time we had a public meeting in reference to the group home, we didn't have a quorum. We showed up at 3 and delayed the whole process. So if you could make a special effort to be here on June 7th, 7:30 in the board office, we'd be grateful. Thank you. And that includes oh, sorry. It's not an overall, I'm sorry. It's not an overall, it's the West Isle House, and that's 3077 Cross Country, 7:30, June 7th. Thank you.
Next up, committee reports. No, the committee met 3 times, and we package, sake of time on this day, the question, report.
Okay. At an executive board meeting 2 months ago, we learned that there was an erroneous letter sent out to the SLA by the board concerning the Costa Bar. Now, we voted not to grant a license to that location, but the letter that went out said that we did not have a vote and we had no objections. So my question is, has the corrected letter been sent to the SLA? I also understand that there may be another bar for the same issue, and that's the Vapor Bar, again, where we voted no, and I don't know whether the correct letter was sent for that location.
There was no vote on the process. There was a call for me, but because of all the issues, looking to get the facts, they're calling a situation with that, and that's once we have all the facts back, we report the whole to the board. Anytime we have taken steps to ensure that our process will reflect our true goals, and that the information we need regarding the neighborhood in order to make the best decision regarding it.
So can I assume that a correct letter will be sent? That's all I'm asking. They need to know that we did vote, and that we did vote in the negative.
When the incident got signed, we did right to, of our voting process, and how we do it, and let it go. However, at this point, Senator, we've already gotten this, already open. So, point of right now, we can see if you do. But the answer to your question, no, the letter did not go out. All that letter did not go out. At least make sure that it doesn't happen.
I would like to request that the letter be in the file so that there is a documentation of what we did. Otherwise, our voting on things means nothing if the documentation is not in the file and not sent to the proper agencies.
If we have documentation, I'm not voting for those. But it will make you feel better. We can send a letter that talks about something that absolutely and take steps so it doesn't happen in the future. And it makes you feel better. I will send a letter. Put my nose that what happened and what our true vote happened.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, please, I've had meetings too, and I believe the concern was later on, if the more trouble like that establishment, they want a record in the SLA saying we voted it down. So if we have more problems, we vote them down again, they want that record to be there for the next time, in case there's more trouble at any establishment. I think that's why they're so concerned with that going in. It's not just to correct it, it's to be on record now. We opposed it, you gave it to them, and it was more trouble. We opposed it. Why do you keep giving it, you know?
Understood.
Mark?
Yes,
I just heard for the first time, Vapor Lounge had the same incident?
No. It was illusion, mixology, and
Delusion. I could have it wrong.
This has happened more than once.
I was asking if another location had a similar problem.
Okay, so this has happened more than once. Is that what I'm hearing?
it happened the same.
So there were two incidents, in other words, and we were never informed of this in the executive order or anywhere else. This is the first time hearing of the second incident.
I told you I had sent the third one. Gather all of that.
Yes, but I wasn't aware there was a second incident. And that never came up in any executive board meetings either. So I'm very concerned about how many times it happened that we don't know.
No, all I know is two letters. This is the same day, under the same circumstance. Okay? And again, further information on that, and we will, okay. Anyone else? Okay, next up is,
How's everyone doing? Just real quick, we had a meeting with Councilman Hodges, representatives, and she said,
Okay, hi. I just wanted to comment on the letter about us and rules. It's my fault, I said it's ridiculous, and I apologize repeatedly. And that's what I'm saying, it was my fault, I made a mistake, I operated too quickly in a vacuum, and I just made a mistake, and I shouldn't have come to problem with other things, and I put out a lot of work to some of the others, and I made a mistake on this one, and I realized that I didn't know what was to this other. But I have to do that, I made a mistake, and I apologize.
Next up is economic development. Louis?
Contained within the stipulation by signing them and further agree to attend the Resolved that the Economic Committee will attend the language violation number 17, this is reference to the stipulation be revised with the following language with the council.
There is no vote about the opposed?
Yeah, but there was nothing on it to be voted on. It was just a letter to be sent out.
They come out and put a change.
No, we are. Yes, send a letter. That's correct.
You wanted to know if the letter was sent out?
So you want a letter, the committee wants a letter?
Yeah, we want the letter to be designated.
The letter should have been sent out.
Should have been sent out.
Immediately.
No, if it had the committee, and then it goes.
No, we were just sending a letter out on.
The committee asked for a letter to go
Committee
out.
asked for them to go out, just the committee. So they're not being voted on.
No, on Katrina.
Yeah. No, if they don't send it out.
Okay, so we don't have to move forward?
No, hold on, because it was only a committee letter.
We just asked for a letter to go out.
But we wanted to make sure it was sent out.
Yeah, Patrick said it was sent out.
Patrick said it was sent out.
Just follow it up and make sure that.
The letter is sent out. Should the committee members get a copy of the letter so we know it's sent out?
You can get committee letters. Yeah, we could just go out the office and get a copy.
Isn't the letter
So was it
signed by the
sent out,
committee
yes or
chair?
no? Was it sent, yes or no? This meeting was made for.
The letter should be signed by the committee chair.
I will, I'll check on that. At any rate, the letter should go out. I didn't sign the letter on this. So if it wasn't communicated that way, it was wrong. We'll send a letter out for the signature of the chairman. I'm gonna let Lou finish, and then I will brief everyone regarding the liquor license process.
They've been in violation of their liquor license.
All right, let's call for the vote on the resolution.
On the issue there, they've been in violation of their liquor license hours for the last 2 years. There's nothing but grief there, nothing but problems. So that letter is critical, and we should also contact state liquor authority to make sure that this already hasn't been approved.
All right, so let me put it like this on the floor, because it seems, it appears, that the sentiment of the board members is that we all want to vote on that.
We don't need to vote on it. We want to know. Wait. Okay, the committee voted on to send out a letter just by the committee. That means the committee chair should have signed that letter, and it should have went out immediately before these people can get the approval. They probably got the approval already, because the letter never went out.
Patrick is right here, so he's gonna tell us what happened.
Patrick.
He was at the committee meeting, he's gonna tell us.
Extended hours is not like a regular normal liquor license. They do 1, 2, 3. When CASA asked for their extended hours, the lawyer sent a letter to the state liquor authority September 22nd, and October 5th, we got a request from the state liquor authority if this was okay. So the item La Cucina, we didn't even get the letter. I found out by accident. The owner had called up and said, I asked for extended hours, and I didn't hear anything back from the state liquor authority. So I says, what are you talking about? We never got a copy of the letter. She faxed me a copy of the letter that was sent to the lawyer on September 22nd, April 22nd, and this was May 1st, and we didn't get any copy of the letter. So the board rejected their extended hours and requested a letter be written to the state liquor authority with the March event and with any current police report. I waited a week for the police reports. They were going to send them to me. I kept asking the captain and the community affairs. Finally, he said, just send out the letter with what you got. So we sent out the copy of the letter. Lauren sent it, and I told him it was urgent because they don't wait on this. They rush it through. And we sent the copy of the letter rejecting the extended hours, and we included the March event with all their violations that happened in December 16th.
Excuse me, Pat, can you get all the state liquor authority and find out if they approved that? And if it ask, do you want the, so they didn't ask me, but I will call them to order. Very nice to see you. Okay, thank you.
The last thing that was discussed was the stipulation of the establishments in Mountain outside of Tiverton, which was that stipulation number 17. Resolved, the request of economic development for the language of item number 17, the stipulation be revised and replaced with the following language: that the congregation patrons in front of the establishment should be discouraged during normal business hours, and this information be reported for board for its review. Do I have a motion for that?
Second. On the question, okay, Bob. On the stipulations in general, they're out there for one reason, and that's to help the police do enforcement. Those organizations, those bars and restaurants that are conforming, that we don't have complaints over, stipulations are not really there against them. But for those bars and restaurants that we do have problems with, this gets added to their liquor license. If we change a stipulation that says they should do something about it, as opposed to it's their responsibility to do something about it, then we have nothing to enforce. Okay? When we had the March event, we had a list of fines. This is what puts these people out of business that are the trouble sites. Okay? Without it, we have nothing. We have no way to enforce other than the stipulations and the State Liquor Authority rules and regulations. The State Liquor Authority rules and regulations have never been enough for this board or for most community boards because of the noise complaints being the #1 complaint we get. We get more of those than anything else. So the stipulations are there for those bars and restaurants that don't want to be good neighbors so that we can have the police do the march, put the fines on it. Every stipulation they violate is another fine and another way that we can put a stop to the unruly businesses. Those that are good neighbors, we're never going to have a march against them. We never have complaints against the guys that are conforming. It's only for those that are creating problems. Without the stipulations, you would have never closed down Pompeii. You would have never closed down other places because there's no reason for them to conform. So if you make the stipulations less restrictive, all you're doing is giving them a license to do whatever they want. So I'm against this resolution.
Move number 17 be read now.
It says that they are responsible for it. They're responsible. It wasn't included in the minutes.
For their establishment.
So they want to change it to their responsible, should be discouraged.
They should be discouraged, yeah. I mean, there's no enforcement there.
Change responsible to discourage. Is that what I hear?
Yeah.
You'd like to amend this resolution? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I'm saying I'm against the resolution to leave it the way it is. The way the
Right
stipulations
down number
are
17
read.
says responsible. This resolution.
I'm calling for the board members to vote against this resolution. Vote no on the resolution.
This board meeting, we had a debate on 9/16 assembly, right?
I'm sorry?
The last board meeting, in New Church, we had a debate on 9/16 assembly, right?
I believe so.
Okay. 17 was changed because the Baltimore community came to us and told us that they could not afford.
But the stipulations are not there for the bar owner community.
You know that.
They're there for the residential community.
You know that.
So why do we want to conform to the bar owner communities? I mean, we want to basically say to them, no, it's okay, don't worry about the stipulations, we'll change it when you get your
There's a resolution before us.
Yes.
Bring it to a vote. And that's it. On each question.
All those in favor?
We haven't even seconded, has it been seconded?
Yeah,
Those who have seconded. On the motion, those in favor? before us? All those opposed? All those opposed?
Really? It's not clear.
And I guess the rest of you are abstentions.
When was it sent back to the committee? That's what I'm saying.
We just voted this down.
It's dead, it's dead.
Right, but 17 never passed. The first time.
So it was sent
So
back.
both of them are dead. The first edition and the second edition.
Right.
Okay. That being said.
The original stipulation stands. So the original stipulation stands.
I'm not on that, the development committee, but with the new information you have about cabaret licenses, you get cabaret license, you have to have cameras outside your establishment to monitor the outside.
This has nothing to do with cabaret.
No, but if we look at those and put them into the stipulations for the board, you have to monitor, cameras. So if there is an incident.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop it, Peter. This discussion has to go back to the economic development.
No,
That's not something that should be brought up to the board.
No, I am asking you to bring it back. I'm not making a vote on it. I'm saying for everyone to look at this.
The Economic Development Committee has been asking for these rules and regulations 3 times now, so we have half of what we asked for. We're still looking for the Department of Buildings rules and regulations. That make it within the zoning regulations.
Right, I was just
Once we
saying
have
that.
all the information, once the board provides us with all the information, I'm sure the chairman will put it on his agenda to put it to
No, I'm just saying that the standards for a cabaret license could be adopted into the liquor license, that we will look at it.
I agree.
Peter, put that mic down, feedback, because you're going to
I saw that. We don't have the information for buildings.
All right. In order to properly report the vote, again, I ask, I know all those in favor, but all not in favor,
Why are we
raise
taking a
your
third
hand.
vote?
What?
Why are we taking a third vote?
I'm sorry.
That's dead.
You know what, we don't have,
No, you can't,
Will the abstentions please rise?
It's the secretary doing it now.
next up in the mission services.
Okay. Let's move on quickly. Municipal services, minutes, self-explanatory. What? Minnesota self-explanatory, we had 10, street activity permits to review. There are 7 of them that we approved without question. So all those 7 will go with 3 that were talking about.
this still fall within the time frame that's acceptable to the street activity permit office?
Okay.
Or will I be responsible to
Their
that?
regular July night will be June 14th. Is that good enough time? If we commit it June 14th, we can set it at 7 in the evening.
So if we meet with them in June, there's no way, so we really need to vote on it tonight. It's time sensitive.
Well, we're voting on that.
Yeah, but you wanted to meet with them again. So you want to vote to approve tentatively?
No, I want to go to the plan. Permanently.
Because they communicated with us, and I sent over an email.
The Carnival Club had, they had no issues last year on St. Anne's Day. And the issue of noise, crowds, a lot of cooking utilities all over the place, access to the marketplace. There were many problems associated with it. So this year, we weren't going to approve it blindly without getting something from them saying they were not doing it again this year. So they sent us an email that forwarded to the chairperson indicating what their statement was this year. They said they pretty much denied having a problem last year. And so now I'm for you again. So it doesn't matter as a determination what happened. If you want to read what they said,
Joe, you meeting with him again?
no, what happened, we didn't hear me. I'll do it again. What happened was, last year, there were a series of problems with that block party on St. Anne's Avenue, by Marketplace. It was overcrowded, it was publicized all over the place. A lot of people came who weren't even from the community. There were cooking facilities all over the place, a lot of noise. People had trouble looking at the Marketplace. Marketplace is a dead end, goes to St. Peter's, and people had some problems getting their cars out. It was a major issue. And the question is, no, instead of meeting with them, we had contacted them and told them the problems last year. And we wanted them to tell us how they thought they were going to deal with this year. And we had a meeting with them, which John agreed.
So, okay, they did not come before the board, they did not come before the committee. We had the street activity permit, they didn't come before the committee. The people, the residents there, had raised issues about overcrowding and things like that. So we said we're not approving their plans, and we meet with them going forward. The board was here earlier, spoke about participation, she sent an email earlier, basically the issues we had last year.
Didn't she deny the issue?
So, I will read your email. Overcrowding was never an issue, since most participants arrived and left at different times during the day.
Motion to accept the resolution as read.
No, the resolution is ready to accept it.
May I say something?
Go.
What came before us last year, and everything she told us they were going to do, they did. What came before us last year, and everything she told us they weren't going to do, they did. They weren't going to block off the street, they blocked off the street. They had more people outside the community on that block parties for people that live in the neighborhood, and it was other than that. And also, I understood that the Westchester Square Hospital had to bring in additional security because of the volume of people on that block.
Yeah, so my only concern is, I remember her from last year at your committee, and she was like, she didn't know really what, I mean, might be just my perception. And then hearing her before, she really didn't say anything. My only concern is, did you or Ken make it very clear that, hey, you don't answer, we have complaints. If you don't answer what you're going to change, we're going to deny this.
All right, so right now, based on what happened at the meeting, what is the committee, what is the resolution, what is the vote?
We did not vote on our committee, the resolution I'm reading is to accept and provide a street activity permit. I will tell you, I'm voting against it. You guys vote as you see fit. So the resolution is to.
Before you finish, and
them the permit to have the block party. If you vote against the resolution, you're voting to deny the permit for the block party. So we'll do it again. All in favor of the resolution? Nobody. All opposed to the resolution? Everybody. Any abstentions? Any recusals? Very good. I'm done. All right, let's keep in mind that we are limited with our time next youth education service. Parks and Recreation.
Thank you. I'll try and do it fast. Parks Department is in our Shore Road. Shore Road is the road that goes up the circle up along the golf course, the Bartow Mansion, and it is one of the oldest roads probably in the United States. In any event, it needs a lot of repairs. It needs more lighting. There are very dangerous potholes up there that keep sinking that have not been taken care of, and the Parks Department said they would do what they could. I'll let you know at the next meeting. The Ferry Point Park bathroom is to be finished in fall of 2017. The Cabot Cove Marina, 1 million soil samples were taken, and everything seems to be online, and it will be dredged this year. Senator Klein donated $1 million last year. This year, $150,000 is in the budget. Locust Point Yacht Club needs dredging, so we'll have to find some way there to help. Bicentennial Park area will have a vigilant watch, particularly around Memorial Day. Peter Del Becco will take over as vice commander of the Kingsbridge Veterans Hospital volunteer group. He's been very helpful to many of our veterans. Country Club Civic Association brought up several items at the April meeting and helped resolve the committee items, and they suggested that they'll nail in the problems. Grants Road and Turtle Cove for the athletic equipment that I told you about at the last meeting. Our borough president was able to get some funding to work at the pavilion buildings, which are landmarks in Orchard Beach. Thank goodness, they are beautiful buildings. A new golf manager has been named. TAC Food Services won the bid to supply food in Orchard Beach at the pavilion and 2 other sites. And by the way, they also will sell souvenirs. Reverend ULFL Lunau of First Lutheran Church of Throgs Neck here, right close to us, sent a letter of no objection to the installation of a 9/11 monument in Samson Schneider Park. The church council supports the idea, so we're starting to work on that, and Bob and the other gentleman took a look at the area and did some investigation into the original naming of the park, and we didn't want to certainly take away from anybody, and everything has been cleared in that area. Presentation on the Mays Housing Program presented by Michael Reverend Uriah on Wednesday, May 11th at Board's 10. Changes in the calendar of housing and zoning and some of the other committees had to be changed due to it. Also, approve the dog for Colucci Park. An item came up that the small children don't have any place where they can run, and it was suggested that a dog run, a small dog run, be placed at Colucci Park. Colucci Park is named after a woman who helped found the Pelham Bay Civic Association many years ago. There was no quorum, unfortunately, at the meeting, but the members present were in favor of the dog run and a floor resolution
update on the 9/11 memorial we're working on. Denabris Monuments is going to, they agreed today, they're going to build a triangular stand for it. They're going to do all the engraving. Gene Lynch and I met with them today. They're going to have plans drawn up for us by next week. So we will then take those plans and submit them to Metalworks, who has agreed to do the mounting of the steel to the granite. So it's all going to be done pro bono, so we don't have to do anything on a budget, so that when we do this presentation to the Parks Department, hopefully we can just say, just give us a plot of land and we'll put it down and do the rest. So we really don't expect to have major problems. The only issue is with getting all the presentation properly done. We're going to have to get this to Parks Department, hopefully before next month's Parks meeting, but we don't know that Parks Department will respond to us that day. So Parks Department has to go to the commissioner first, and then to their commission on monuments. So hopefully we'll be able to get that before next month's meeting. However, if we cannot, I would like permission to move forward on this on the board's behalf if we have to act over the summer. And Mary Jane Usano and the Waterbury LaSalle, and we've gotten letters of support from the church as well, has agreed to work on it with me should we need to work over the summer. So hopefully we'll have answers from the Parks Department by next month's meeting. But if not, I'd like the board to consider allowing us to act on the board's behalf with regard to the 9/11 memorial during the summer months, so we don't require any special meetings. Thank you.
Thank you. The letter, that was in the
No, but it was written, it was written.
So that letter, that was requested from the economic development, the letter didn't go out. They all went out prior to the meeting. Next is, Julian amending the budget. Quick.
Just a brief correction. The planning and budget committee was supposed to meet the prior week on Wednesday the 11th, and there was no scheduling conflict. It was Peter begged for my day. And Peter never thanked me for the day. Peter, thank you. Now, we can go on.
Please, let's go.
If you look at the budget, I'm not going to bore you with the details. You can read it as well as I can. You got staff salaries, and you got the various codes. You got the monies that were spent, appropriated against those codes, and the money that was spent, or will be spent, or has been committed. The highlight that I'd like to give you is the projected accrual that we had, because Christine Rosado, one of the members of the staff that refused to retire, was not put on board. She didn't get approval, and she wasn't put on board until a little bit later. And as a consequence, we have extra money, almost $8,000. So we scratched it. We don't want to give any money back. So we scratched our heads, and the ladies all very graciously agreed to work extra hours. So you'll see on the last page, Christine Rosario agreed to work 10 extra hours a week. Susan Duffy agreed is done, and what we're going to do is put a conference table in, and we can get some decent chairs, because the meetings are running longer and longer, and my authority crack won't take it. So we need some comfortable chairs rather than those only in place with. So that's going to be about $3,500. Any questions? Well, what's that?
Motion.
They're asking the mayor from now on to stop all contracting out and to increase their ambulances and their manpower, and for them to be with the fire department, the first responders. It's in the article I left you from DC 37.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Last up is
It's in here, but our last meeting, we spoke about sending a letter to the Joint Commission, and Joe Wigo also, I remember, did you read that?
We're not yet.
Okay, good.
What happened was, you had a vote, sending the commission to another agency, and what happened was, we spoke about that, chairperson, that we were going to solve the problem, we were trying to get
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
The question was about the wait times and why, and then all this and why, and that's not necessarily related to the ambulance question. They're two separate issues. One has to do with the numbers of runs that are picked up by EMS that are still not all picked up at the transcare labs. And the other has to do with the team water and the way they manage water. So one of the things that happened is we were approaching at 2 points. One is the letter of the ambulance, so they can stats that they can put together. And the other is the wait times and why they're in the emergency room and the pull beds and the one.
Right.
So last night at our meeting, we discussed, we kind of had to look at both issues, but we decided because the ambulance was the most pressing issue, but we are also going to invite them to our June services meeting so we can have another discussion about wait times and whole beds and the issues that they better get worse than the sick. So Ken is going to write them a letter asking what the letter says, or whoever else might to attend our meeting.
I thought though, at the meeting, maybe I mistaken, but that we decided that we were going to send a letter to the Joint Commission because the wait time at Montefiore has been atrocious for many, many years, and it's not getting any better. I think we need to do that.
I think I'm sorry, we did discuss, my recall, that Nancy and I are switching with covering the health and services meeting. So the meeting I was at for this one, which was in March, our joint commission discussion with Joe kind of really surrounded the ambulance issue. Now, I don't know if something else happened in April.
I think when we discussed was sending a letter to Remsco, right, Joe?
Remsco is the Emergency Medical Services Council, which oversees emergency ambulance services in the city. So we could discuss with them the need for additional ambulances in the Bronx. The Joint Commission could assist us in doing an announcement at Montefiore to see the delays in state for people being admitted. People are waiting in over areas up to 48 hours at home until they get a bed upstairs, which to me is unconscionable.
Absolutely.
Joe, you know, Joe, that the Joint Commission has regularly announced visits to Montefiore on a regular basis.
Right, we need to make them aware of this.
But they have been there, they've seen it. I know that they've been there because Joint Commission's been in and out of there. There's Montefiore consulting about how the Joint Commission's been there.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, on a point of order, this is really a discussion for the Health and Human Services Committee. So can we just table this discussion to go back to the committee?
That fine, Mary?
I mean, I thought it was already discussed, and I thought we already made a decision, but I guess that there was some sort of miscommunication. I really think it's very important. If you have ever been in that waiting room,
I